you're probably wondering, what's going on with her hair? Did she cut it? No. What did she do to it? Okay, let me tell you what I did. I wet my hair, I washed it and conditioned it, and then I put Cantu Shea butter, leave-in conditioning repair cream. God, that's a long name. And I mixed it with Bioinfusion hair moisturizing lotion, and I put a little bit of jojoba oil in. What I did was I just shingled it up the way you would put kinky-curly in, and then I used my handy dandy blow dryer with a diffuser. This actually has hot, warm, and cool settings on it, and high and low on it. So I just put it right in there and dry my hair up because I just don't feel like having the drippies all day. Sorry. And yeah, and I got a little bit of curl definition. It's a very light formula, so, and this was actually, I did this yesterday, so I slept on it since then, but I definitely have some little springy curls happening, and I got my hair to finally shrink up into an actual afro. And you know what? Some people might be saying, what's so special about an afro? Let me tell you. Depending on your hair texture, the longer your hair gets, it's not going to make a nice round afro. It's going to just lie down. You're going to have to do things to it in order to get it to shrink up to the size you want. I don't want to walk around with an afro that's all the way out here. I might not be able to get into doorways, but this is definitely an afro I feel like I wouldn't mind sporting. Now, it took me a little bit to get used to this because I'm not used to wearing my hair in an afro. And I was pretty much stopping traffic all day. Yeah. Actually, I got a really nice compliment. I was in New York and Company, and I was browsing. And this lady was in there, and she was like, "You go, India Ari. You go on, girl, with your little bohemian dress and everything." She's like, "You should be hanging out in Soho in the city." You know, because, you know, I got on my little wrap skirt / dress. You know what I'm talking about, those little wrap skirts you could tie it all these different ways. And I got my little flower to match, as you saw in the beginning. But that made me feel really good because I was getting a lot of stares from people, white people, black people, Asian people. You know, it's funny how in New York we have such diversity and yet people will still stare at an afro. Like they've never seen it before. Like we've never had an afro ever in the history of the planet. This is like new to them. Like people have never seen actual afros, you know? But it's crazy because so many people perm their hair that no one really sees that this is really what our hair looks like. So they think that an afro is like a thing that happened in the 70s or something, like an event, you know? And now in order to achieve that, people have to wear a wig or something, you know? But what are you going to do? People are people. They're going to do what they're going to do. Sometimes people are just not aware of what they're doing. They don't know how to stare without staring. Even if you're curious and you want to stare, don't go like this. When someone walks by, like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that makes people feel self-conscious. Gosh, like, rein that in a little bit. Like, you know, just kind of like casually look. You know, if you want to people watch, put some sunglasses on and people watch. Don't just be like all up in someone's face like this as they're walking down the street because you're curious about their hair, you know? It's just weird. It's such a weird thing to deal with. You know, white people don't get that. They walk down the street with their hair. No one stares at them because it's so commonplace. They have no idea what it's like for us to just be ourselves. Not to make a statement, you know. They're not making a statement when their hair is straight and naturally straight and they're walking down the street like that. But, you know, if we just leave our hair how it grows out of our heads naturally without any chemicals, we're making a statement. We're being political. Okay, so then if that's the case, my skin color is political too, right? You know, it's an extreme skin color because it's not white, you know, and it's just, It's really unfortunate that people are still thinking this way. Did you know that along with the laws of discrimination, you cannot discriminate against someone because of hair texture? Did you know that? Sure, a lot of people don't know that. You assume that, but it actually states that. Like, when they explain the law, they say that they actually mention hair texture. You cannot discriminate against someone because of their hair texture. Right? So, because it's an inherent racial quality. It's not like you decided to spray your hair hot pink and then go work on Wall Street or in a corporate office. Okay, if you have bright pink hair with green streaks on it, you're really overdoing it. You know what I mean? But just the way the natural hair texture in your hair, no one should be able to discriminate against you because of that. Like, your boss can't fire you because of that, because then you can take action. But here's the thing, though. People will find sneaky ways to get rid of you, and it'll be about your hair texture, but they'll try to make it about something else. So if you're gonna wear your hair natural, you better make sure your stuff is on point, because you're gonna have a hard time proving that you were fired because of your hair if your work was 60%. You know what I mean? I would fire you too in a heartbeat. Not because you're natural like me. You're going to keep your job. That's not how it works. Oh, you're my natural sister. We stick together. You're not going to fire me. We're good. We're sisters. We're homies because we're both natural. That has nothing to do with it. But if you are going to wear your hair natural, make sure all your ducks are lined up in a row, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to prove that you've been fired because of your hair when your work is not up to mark. So just something to think about. And this nonsense about, an afro is not professional. Okay, look, first of all, it can be very professional. I remember one time I was driving down the street and I saw this woman. She was crossing the street to get to the train station, and she had a nice, thick, very kinky, tight, curly afro. And it looked so nice. She had a headband around her head. She was dressed very professionally. Like, you could tell she was in the corporate world. And let me tell you, she looked sharp. So there's no such thing as, because you're wearing an afro, you don't look professional. That's stupid. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with anything. Like, the rest of your clothes matters. Like, if I showed up dressed in a hippie dress like this to a corporate job, that would be way more important than how I do my hair. Because if my hair looks straight and in a bun and I still wear this hippie dress, I'm still going to be out of place. So that's crap about the whole afro thing. Now, I wouldn't recommend wearing an afro this big. You want to have it kind of like, a size that doesn't stop traffic. Okay, so don't let them get you with that afro crap either. It's going to be challenging wearing our hair out in public. You should see my hair yesterday. It was huge. I struggled this morning to put this thing around my head. I still can't quite get it back in a puff because it's so freaking thick that I have to, if someone else was doing it, they would have to put their foot on my head like this and just pull, just to get this thing back because it's so thick. I can't believe how thick it got. Like, I can't hold it to make a ponytail. Anyway, enough about me rambling. I'm just sharing some of my thoughts about natural hair and afros. So, stay natural. Stay natural, girls. Stay natural.